this administration is profoundly evil in ways that are difficult for Americans to comprehend. Now, the problem is he's back. We have reached a stage of illegality, immorality, and depravity in a federal administration that no one could have ever thought.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced that even if the American people get their act together on him, and they're starting to realize that. I mean, there was this great article, I hate to say great article.
Trump just had a full-blown meltdown on Twitter after George Conway lit him up on national TV. The former president went scorched earth, branding Conway the husband from hell, while Conway calmly torched his legacy one brutal truth at a time. So what did Conway say that had Trump spiraling like a toddler in timeout? It all comes down to Trump's infamous reverse Midas touch, where everything he touches turns to trash instead of gold. And believe me, Conway didn't just come with opinions, he came with receipts, and Trump's probably sweating through one of his oversized suits as we speak. But hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this content, hit that like button and smash subscribe. Over 98% of you watch without subscribing, and it means a ton to us. Cool? Cool. Now back to the carnage, because when a top-tier lawyer takes aim at a former president on live TV, you know it's going to be messy. And spoiler alert, Donnie Diapers did not handle it well.
It's a cult. I mean, that's the only way you can describe it. And everyone has, it consists of basically two groups of people, mostly. I mean, that's basically what just happened here with Nikki Haley. And the person who has really lost it the most is Donald Trump. Some people who have basically completely lost it. The people we see in the House of Representatives. And then there are people who are basically afraid to call out.
George Conway didn't come out flailing like your average Trump critic. Nope, he chose the one method that drives Trump absolutely insane. Calm, calculated, surgical precision. It wasn't a rant. It was a masterclass in controlled demolition. While sitting on live TV, Conway stayed ice cold, measured voice, steady gaze, zero theatrics, as he sliced through Trump's ego like a seasoned surgeon. No yelling, no finger pointing, just a brutal checklist of narcissism, failure, and delusion. He didn't just throw shade. He flipped on the high beams and exposed every crack in Trump's carefully constructed facade. And let's be honest, when someone destroys you calmly, it hits way harder.
I think, generally speaking, not in every single case, less government is better than more, because you don't want too powerful a government because you may not like the next government. A disease of liberalism in the 60s and 70s when I came of political age, and now it's a horrible metastasis in the right that would say that, oh, well, let's see, in order to figure out whether this particular gun regulation is constitutional under the Second Amendment, we have to look very specifically at the statutes that were passed in Maryland in 1645.
What made Conway's takedown so lethal wasn't just what he said, it was how he said it. Cool, calm, and deadly precise. He laid out Trump's greatest hits of failure like he was reading off a shopping list of disasters. First up, the casinos. Conway didn't even flinch while pointing out the obvious. This man somehow went broke running casinos. Casinos. That's like losing money selling water in a desert. Then came Trump University, a glorified scam with all the credibility of his spray tan. And let's not forget Trump Airlines, which nosedived faster than one of his midnight rage tweets. Conway dubbed it the reverse Midas touch. Everything Trump touches turns not to gold, but to flaming trash. And honestly, he's not wrong.
He's the crazy one, and everybody is getting more crazy than he is. And as Nikki Haley pointed out when she was telling the truth for a couple of weeks in the spring, I mean, say it's 74, 75 degrees, he's saying it's freezing. He's the lies about the election. I mean, he's mentally unstable and he's getting worse. And we can see it every day in the courthouse. We can see it when he's standing out there complaining about the temperature when thermometers in the courtroom.
Conway didn't just go for the jugular. He did it with poetry. Describing Trump as a matryoshka doll of lies, he nailed the most accurate analogy in modern political commentary. He lies about lying, then lies about lying about lying. That's not just a roast, It's a psychological diagnosis dressed up as a mic drop. And he wasn't done. Conway calmly peeled back the curtain on Trump's emotional wiring, or total lack thereof. No empathy. No conscience. Just a man who sees people not as human beings, but as props in his sad little reality show. And the kicker? Conway didn't deliver this like some raving partisan. He dropped it like a seasoned attorney presenting cold, hard facts. No wonder Trump lost it.
I believe that even if things turn around publicly, I don't think they're going to turn around publicly fast enough to prevent some of the bad things that I think are going to happen. And the administration did in a whole bunch of agencies was fire en masse the probationary employees. And I don't remember exactly how long you're a probationary employee when you're hired, and it has to be individualized. They did not do that because they just fired everybody en masse. They pretend that, oh yes, we made a determination, but that's it's bullshit.
What made Conway's takedown sting even harder? He brought receipts, and not just vague claims. We're talking dates, dollar signs, and consequences that hit like legal grenades. He didn't need to yell or hurl playground insults. Though, let's be honest, that's always fun. He built his case with surgical precision, the way only a courtroom assassin could. But here's the real gut punch for Trump. Conway isn't some blue-haired liberal TikToker screaming, "Orange man bad." He's a lifelong Republican. A guy who almost got a job in Trump's own Justice Department. A man who once argued in front of the Supreme Court against Bill Clinton. And, oh yeah, he's married to Kellyanne Conway, the former queen of Trump world spin. This wasn't an attack from the outside. This was a controlled demolition from inside the House.
Donald Trump, it's just ingrained in him. He wants retribution against his enemies. And by picking two people who are completely loyal to him, all this stuff, it's just these are the two perfect people to run an FBI that's controlled by a president who's a criminal. Spread his disinformation about January 6th and about Spygate even back in 2016. That's what Bongino got on the radar screen for, and COVID, which Bongino got thrown off of YouTube for permanently.
As Conway laid bare Trump's business disasters, emotional black holes, and catastrophic leadership, you could practically hear the Mar-a-Lago fire alarm screeching. See, Trump's used to swatting away Democrats with a lazy, fake news swipe. But how do you spin your way out when the truth is coming from a top-tier Republican lawyer armed with receipts? Conway didn't throw insults. He brought facts, dissecting Trump's long trail of bankruptcies and con jobs with the precision of a brain surgeon. And that's what really hit Trump where it hurts. Because the former president has spent decades duct taping together this myth of being a winner, a mogul, a deal-making genius. But here comes Conway, cool as ever, peeling that image off like cheap wallpaper. And when a man whose whole identity is winning gets undressed like that on national TV, he snaps. Predictably, Trump fired back, not with facts, not with rebuttals, but with the emotional restraint of a toddler mid-tantrum. Total loser. Husband from hell. That's how it started. Then came the full meltdown. Whack job. Jealous of Kellyanne's success. Classic Trump deflection mode. Meanwhile, Conway sat there like a grandmaster pulling off a checkmate, while Trump flipped the board and screamed, "I win." Even Trump's campaign flunky Brad Parscale tried tossing mud, claiming Conway was just salty about not landing a DOJ gig. But that line of attack crashed and burned hard when Conway's own rejection letter popped up online like a ghost from Trump's past, saying, "Nah, I passed."
Have 600 plus federal judges trying to run the federal government through litigation when the president is just refusing to do his job, and not only refusing to do his job, basically saying F you to the duties that I have. Where you have a majority of both houses of Congress who absolutely have refused in the past, in prior Congresses, to hold this executive in his prior administration to account. They're refusing to. The correct solution, and this is what made JV laugh, and you guys put it up on the internet, what JV laughing at me, the correct solution that the framers intended was impeachment and removal when a president refuses to do his job.
Trump completely lost it after George Conway went on national TV and calmly dismantled him like a broken IKEA shelf. No yelling, no drama, just cold, surgical facts. Conway laid out Trump's bankrupt casinos, fake university, and narcissistic meltdowns with the chill of a man who knows where all the skeletons are buried. And Trump? He went full toddler mode, husband from hell, whack job, and even dragged Kellyanne into it like it was a middle school lunchroom fight. But here's what really burned. Conway wasn't some liberal outsider. He's a top conservative lawyer married to Trump's own advisor. That's not shade. That's a lightning strike straight to Trump's fragile ego. And the wildest part? Conway said Trump's not running for the country. He's running from prison. What do you think? Is Conway exposing the truth, or just airing dirty laundry? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that subscribe button if you want more unfiltered political drama like this.